All right, connecting pretty fast tonight for a cell phone. Let's see how fast people pop up. Okay, so we got some viewers, and let me see if I'll be able to see comments. There, I do see comments. Great. Sherry from Phoenix, hello. This is a whole different way. I haven't done this in a long time. Michelle, welcome. Awesome. Vivian in Michigan. I'm only on Facebook tonight, folks, because I have no computer and I'm on the road. Glenn from Cincinnati, John from Lexington, Washington, Jay Don from Ontario, Canada. I am always moving, Sherry. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about the computer. I actually just forgot. It's okay. Ramsey, hello. So I'm mobile tonight. So I am not on. Hey, Texas Hill Country, Cody. So I'm not on YouTube and Periscope tonight. I'm gonna have to upload the video after this. All right. Janine from Massachusetts, hello. Hi, Rosalinda and Jeanette from New Jersey. Angela from Illinois. Very cool. So, hello, Cindy. So if anyone's out there from YouTube, you got to come over here tonight. And I'll put this up later. Hello, New York. Dr. Tim in the house. Hello, Cortland, Cincinnati, or Cindy from Cortland, and Jeffrey. Let's see. No, that's just the way my head looks on video. It's not, I did clipper it. No, it's just a weird thing with my head. Dr. Canty, hello. Craziness, right? So let me dive in because we're going to see how long we go tonight because I'm on a cell phone with limited charging abilities. Sometimes things happen. So I left. I'm out of town. This time on business. Okay, so I did not fly, I drove. So I'm in the state of Florida. But I left my whole backpack at the office and I got here and I looked for it. I went, oh no, luckily I have my phone because we have a show to do. So that's why I don't have my computer and no notes because the hotel I'm at is way over the top, quote unquote, with cleanliness and sterilization. So there's no notes or pens even around here. This is crazy. So we're going to just have some fun tonight. I'm going to drop some data that I can go off the top of my head with. We might do some Q&A. We'll do some health stuff, maybe some business stuff as well. And we'll go from there. So this is Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. And let's just have as much fun as we can. So let me dive into what I can do off the top of my head and what I had a chance to read today. Because this is all going to be off the top of my head, so I'm probably going to get some names not fully correct. But here we go. Tori, if you think Trump's deep state, great, and then don't get on the show. If you have a problem with this stuff and you're a troll, then get the hell off the stream. Because I don't need you around. You don't do anything for anybody here. All of us noble patriots out there, we are educated and critical thinking enough that we know that we have to look in all directions and pivot if necessary. So if you're not on board, get off. Get off the train, get off the boat, get off whatever you need to do, okay? No, guys, I am not on YouTube and Periscope tonight because I'm coming straight from my phone and I don't have my restreaming capabilities. So I will upload this later, yes, as fast as I can, but it's only Facebook Live tonight, okay? All right, so a couple things. I'm diving deeper into the Israeli United Arab Emirates peace treaty. Now, it was just, I have not gotten the treaty itself. I don't know what that looks like, but reading the letter. Also doing some research and discovery on Twitter and from the Anons. It sounds like this is just the start of the peace treaty. It actually sounds like Iran has taken themselves out and has said, oh, by the way, also Turkey. So this is very fascinating. So I have to talk about this a little bit regarding Turkey. So Turkey and Turkey's president, I believe he's a president over there. His name starts with an M, but I can't think at the top of my head. Okay, I would look it up if I could, or if I had notes. Basically, he said that they are out. Now, the interesting thing about that is you have the Khazarian Mafia. The Khazarian Mafia are the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds, again, proclaim to be Jewish. They are not Jewish. The actual Israeli people are Jewish, but the Rothschild bankers are not. They actually came supposedly from Turkey. Now, there's some Jewish rabbis that try to debunk that, but I don't see how that's ever been debunked. But it's interesting because Turkey has said they will not be involved with the Israeli and the peacekeeping treaties. They're out. But yet Israel is Trump is saying that Israel is willing to talk to places like Jordan, places like Syria, and these are all next. Maybe Iraq, different places. Erdogan, thank you guys for that name. So it's very possible that this was just the first step of the peace treaty. Now, I mentioned this a while ago as well, is that if this is true, and if this goes down the way it seemed like it could, and then if a peace deal with Israel and UAE turns into a peace deal amongst several Middle East countries, basically that's, now I'm not a big fan of quote unquote the Nobel Peace Prize because I think that's, got its own issues as well. But it could be one of the biggest, one of the biggest events or one of the biggest tasks and accomplishments in world history, being able to do this. He's potentially helping solve the Middle East peace crisis. Now, I'm not just saying 100% that's what it is. I'm just saying it's a step in the right direction. Now, on top of that, and there's more information coming out of that. Actually, if you follow Jason Q on Twitter, yes, this is biblical. If you follow Jason Q on Twitter, Jason Q is actually translating the peace deal as basically the destruction of Albert Pike's letter that he wrote, which was they wanted 3 world wars to complete bringing in the New World Order. So you had the First World War, and then they had a Second World War, which was obviously a complete mess, a horrible tragedy. But then the Third World War was supposed to be Christianity versus Islam. Okay? Muslims versus Christianity. However you want to word that. Everyone words that a little differently, right? That was what Albert Pike of the Illuminati wanted to do to bring in the New World Order after World War III was accomplished, right? So, as I'm reading through Jason Q, and I've not read the whole thing yet, essentially, Jason Q is calling this peace deal that Trump helped moderate along with Kushner, and I don't know how deep they're all in there, that this was basically a big FU to Albert Pike, who has obviously passed away. Albert Pike is no longer alive, right? A big FU to Albert Pike, who wanted the Third World War, all right? Now, I've also been studying or watching, I actually watched tonight The Door, his latest video, Michael Pearl, The Door. It's about 27 minutes long, and it's regarding the final days of the last days. Now, I watched that. I love Michael Pearl, but I don't think he's personally translating it 100% correct. I am taking the angle, and in no way am I saying I'm a biblical scholar. I've said this before. Obviously, I am not speculating. I am just saying this is my viewpoint and how I'm understanding this. Okay, I believe we were already in the New World Order. I believe, my whole lifetime, I believe I have been not part of me, but I have lived in a New World Order in America. Right? Why do I say that? Because the Federal Reserve has controlled the whole system since I've been alive, right? So all I've ever known is kind of fake freedom. I say that because we're not actually underneath real freedom, because the Constitution was changed. All right. So I believe we've already been through a lot of what they consider tribulation. Okay. And I'm not trying to beat up any religion or spirituality. I'm trying to take my spiritual, emotional right side of the brain, and I'm trying to match it with the analytical left side of the brain and trying to understand all that this is going on. I believe that the vaccine stuff that they wanted to put down, what I think that is somehow the mark of the beast, the Gates thing, etc. If that's the case, this Israeli peace deal would essentially shatter what the Illuminati was trying to do with the New World Order. That's how I'm reading it, because unless all hell just breaks loose, if you start actual communication between Israel and everyone else in the Middle East, as well as the Palestinians, you've just shattered the entire Illuminati New World Order's whole thing. You have to remember, the only reason that the Jewish people of Israel, the actual native Israelis, and the Palestinians, the only reason they're fighting to begin with is because of the Khazarian Mafia, the Turks, actual Turk from Turkey, they're not Israeli, they're bankers. They started the problem. Now, obviously, people are going to say it goes back farther than that. I totally understand. Agreed. Right? The Rothschilds, the bankers, are the modern version of that. But back before that, there were still bankers, guys. All right? This goes all the way back. That's why I really need you guys, because remember, I said I am not a Q decoder. That's not what I do. Okay? I don't decode Q. All right? There's other people who are far better than that. If you don't understand what I'm saying here, go read Jason Q's information. I'm telling you right now, other than Praying Medic and Ellie or IET, Lisa Mae Crowley, Jason Q is my favorite go-to decoder. He breaks it down so well, and he has a couple posts from a couple days ago that go back biblically to Sumeria, or Sumer, Sumer, goes all the way back and actually ties that to ET as well as everything else, okay? Good. All right. Now, going forward, we'll see how that all shakes out, all right? Because obviously we're still trying to figure it out. Today, for all these trolls out there, I see you, trolls. You don't break my heart. You don't do anything to me. I'm over you. I don't care, all right? I'm just letting you know I see you, because later on I'll just block it, okay? Awesome. Because noble patriots don't put up with the BS of trolls, all right? You can have whatever viewpoint you want, etc., and it moves on, okay? Today, the president went in front of a presser. First of all, the FBI agent or the FBI employee, I don't think he was very high up. However, all right, Kevin, was it Kleinsmith? I think that's the name, again, off the top of my head. Went down, pleaded guilty. All right? Now, some people are going to be like, okay, what's the big deal? He pleaded guilty. And they're like, okay, whatever. Keep in mind, the first domino does not need to be a large domino. Go to YouTube sometime, and this is just random, okay? Go to YouTube sometime and type in, like, dominoes, like the power of the domino effect, right? And a lot of them is really cool, is you have dominoes set up, and like there's this gigantic, massive domino at the end of the row, right? The end of the row. All right, but the first domino that gets pushed is this little tiny domino, right? You push the little tiny domino that hits the next bigger domino, the next bigger, and then by the end of this thing, and it doesn't take long, little tiny domino, yes, Kleinsmith, thank you. I think that's what it is. The little tiny domino ends up with a gigantic domino. So everyone's saying, well, this guy is not a big deal, okay, whatever. It is a big deal. It's the first tiny domino that will set off everything, because guess what? This former FBI agent was actually tied to Strzok. He's also tied to Hillary. Okay? So very, very big thing there. Now, on top of that, the president was at the press conference today, and obviously my favorite part of it, okay? My favorite part is the Q question. So the president was asked the Q question, all right? And yes, and by the way, Kevin Kleinsmith, the Q decoders out there are decoding that's who Q was talking about just in code. All right, now, for people out there who think that Q is a psyop, hey, there's good psyops too, right? There's positive psyops as well as negative psyops, all right? So the president gets asked the multi-million-dollar question today. He was actually talking about someone running for Congress who happens to be a QAnon follower, and she's basically going to be mostly a shoo-in for her district in her state. I don't remember who it is off the top of my head. I didn't really look into that. But she's going to win. And the president praised her for, being a great competitor. So the question from the reporter asked about QAnon and the legitimacy of QAnon. And the president nodded his head, looked down, and then instead of answering her question on QAnon legitimacy, he went in to say how wonderful she was, great competitor, did a great job, etc., all this different stuff. And then at the end he said absolutely, and he moved on. And then he literally completely ignored her QAnon statement, and he went to the next person and she tried to ask again, and she was completely ignored. Now, the skeptics will say, Marjorie Greene in Georgia. Thank you for that, guys. I appreciate that. Marjorie Greene. Obviously, she's one we want to get behind, the great state of Georgia. Georgia's a nice conservative red state. It's not going anywhere. But a lot of people are saying, well, he didn't say anything, so that means that he's not giving legitimacy. No. Keep in mind, if a president was ever asked about some major conspiratorial thing at a presser live on camera, they would condone against it, or they would throw it away as conspiracy. They would actually address the thing, and they would toss it away to the side. The fact that the president, one, said absolutely in just the right spot and then moved on, there's speculation that he was actually confirming it. But honestly, the other thing is, first of all, I am very, very impressed. So one of the things you have to do from stage, so I professionally speak, my wife professionally speaks, meaning we actually get paid to speak in front of audiences and crowds, it's like a comedian in a way. If you ever get heckled or someone says something inappropriate or someone is mean or laughing or whatever it is, you have to be able to just kind of handle that on stage. Now you can just laugh it off, or you can just ignore it and move on, or you can throw something back and just be really witty about it. But either way, if you fold up like a cheap, suit in front of a crowd, they're going to be onto you. They're not going to like it. It's going to be a major problem, okay? So to be able to stand up on stage and take something like that, first of all, is pretty impressive. But second of all, when you're on stage, you're essentially the leader of the free world, and you take on a question that is literally everyone is kind of talking about from a standpoint of the QAnon conspiracy. And he didn't bat an eye, folks. Even when the question was being asked and she brought up the word QAnon conspiracy, sometimes if a person has secret knowledge or information or anything like that, they might, there might be a little smile or a frown, or you might see a twitch of an eye, or you might see him get a little uncomfortable, something like that. That can happen to somebody who is not really, really comfortable in their own skin. If you watch it over, it's about a 40-second clip. I've watched it about 5 times now. He doesn't blink an eye. There is nothing, no movement in his face, no concern, no worry that she asked, nothing. Like stone cold, nothing, right? So this is the fascinating part of it. If he was gonna brush it off as nothing big, no big deal, don't worry about it, it's not real, etc., or I don't know, he could have even said, I don't know anything about it. Like, I don't know, I maybe I've heard of something. He is literally playing. My analysis of this, after watching it like 5 times, I'll probably watch it a couple more times, is he is one of the greatest marketers, salesman, poker, chess player we've ever seen. To sit up there and take that and then move on, and then as he's moving on, keep in mind, in other pressers, when someone has asked him something like a tough question or something really like nasty, he'll come back to them, okay? He'll come back to them, and he'll say, he'll like kind of spar with them a little bit, all right? I love it. I love it when people call me an agent. Okay, I actually have to address this because it's actually hysterical. So I see there's a troll on here, which is fine. Tori, that's great, okay? I love it when people call me an agent, or like that I'm in on the Illuminati thing. That's like tremendous, guy. Like I can tell you know me really, really well. Okay, anyway, the president is playing brilliant chess. I spoke on Flat Earth yesterday, you idiot. Okay, so I'm only giving the troll a little food because they're completely ridiculous. The president is playing something so fantastic that it's. And hey, again, I am not saying to worship the president, because at the end of the day, he could be a great actor as well. I do not know. But right now, he is playing chess and poker better than anybody at the game at the highest level possible, while these pressers, this mainstream, this deep state swamp, you name it, is pushing every single button possible on him, and he is just not only hanging in there, he is forging forward. And now, I spoke to a friend of mine who actually lives in New Jersey, and don't blink. I spoke to a friend of mine in New Jersey. You know what actually happens is, when I'm on the cell phone, you know what's the hardest thing with a cell phone is I want to look at the middle of the screen, but if I point to the middle of the screen, my fingers are actually over to the right, because I have to actually look at the camera, which is on the top of the phone. That's actually the hardest part, is I want to look at the screen, but the camera's there. So anyway, moving forward, New Jersey. A friend of mine told me from New Jersey today. So New Jersey, the New Jersey governor, who I believe his name is Phil Murphy, off the top of my head, he actually completely flipped his mind on voting November 3rd in person. So he was actually going to play the whole no vote, vote by mail, etc., whatever it is. Now, I talked to my friend today, and he said what actually happened was Trump went to New Jersey, and he actually met with the governor, Phil Murphy, governor of New Jersey, and they do not like each other. Apparently, President Trump and Phil Murphy do not get along at all. Yet, they met over the weekend. I think this was a weekend or two ago. And he said, he left there, and then all of a sudden, the governor of New Jersey, Phil Murphy, totally changed position on voting by mail to voting in person, where I guess they're going to actually open up like the schools and everything, and actually have like a day off. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, I believe in a republic. We should have a national day off for voting. I believe it should be a day off where we respect the freedom we have in this country to actually vote. And I know We don't necessarily vote for the president and everything else, and it's been rigged for, I get that. I'm talking about in an ideal world, in a proper America, a proper restored republic with a constitution for the United States. I believe that the day of voting I do believe the day of voting should be a national day off for everyone. Kids should be home from school, and we should actually embrace and empower more Americans to vote. All right, that's what I personally believe. People are asking me questions about the U.S. Postal Service. Okay, so the U.S. Postal Service, I have not dove deep into this. There is a guy out there, Gould, and I'm not pulling his name off the top of my head, who talks about the Postal Service and adding the quantum financial service. I started researching him a little bit, and then I stopped researching because it felt a little cheesy to me, and I don't fully know. I know Robert David Steele also interviewed him. Jay Gould, some name like that. Okay, you guys know who I'm talking about. I can't remember his name off the top, but something Jay Gould. Anyway, he's talking about the Postal Service. It's very fascinating. There's apparently a YouTube series called War Castles. I have not watched the whole thing because I have so many videos already that I have to watch that I'm like overwhelmed with videos. So like to add 10 more videos. Russell J. Gould. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Jody. So I have not watched that whole thing. So I may be missing something there. I will do my best to try to get to that. But basically the Postal Service, understanding the symbology behind languages, which there is something to that. I do understand that. I will probably have to dive deeper into that because that has to do with the quantum system coming up, and he helped develop it, but I don't fully understand that whole thing. So if you have questions on that, I cannot answer those, but I will research it for you, okay? They are trying to, so why is the president shutting down the Postal Service? Because, well, that's what I've heard. Again, I have also not studied that whole thing, okay? But basically, I will, Suzanne, thank you on the War Castles. That's a very good description of that. I will watch it now if it is the end of the NWO. If it is, I'm all into it, okay? Great. So what I think is really happening behind the post office, and I'm going to kind of riff on this if you guys don't mind, because I don't fully know, but this is my understanding on it. Let me go into here. Let me dive into this. This is a Friday night. I can put my hand on my head and kind of relax here and kind of think through this philosophically. Let's philosophize. I believe we are pushing towards a nationalized system. Now, when I say nationalized, I don't mean Nazi Germany, Hitler. What I mean is a real restored republic, okay? It makes me think of actually Omar Gaddafi. Does anyone out there know anything about Omar Gaddafi? So let me give you just a little summary on Gaddafi. You know, the one that Hillary laughed about going in and killing and they drug into the street and destroyed. So Gaddafi was very oil rich, just like a lot of the Middle East. It was very oil rich, okay? So Gaddafi, there's a reason why Gaddafi was killed. And it's now, and again, let me also say this. I'm not saying Gaddafi was the greatest person in the world. He had his own imperfections. Was he a dictator? I don't fully know. I haven't studied it. I just do know that it was a nationalized system. Gaddafi refused a central bank because he knew what a central bank would do. They were oil rich. They were also gold rich. All right, Muammar. I'm sorry, Jack. Yeah, Muammar Gaddafi. I said Omar. My apologies. What happened there was, and I don't have the exact figures, but I do know something that went on was the fact that, like, for example, when you got married in Libya, you were see, the cough's not totally gone. It's just better. Okay. When you're in Libya, if you were married, you received a certain amount of money from the government because they were so oil rich and gold rich that they gave money to, they wanted their people to prosper. And so, and I'm not saying this is the perfect system. I'm just saying that there was something to it. when you had children, you were gifted like a certain amount of money for being married, having children. They were essentially making their people more prosperous by blessing them for getting married, which is a moral thing to do. Getting married, having children, getting a home, things like that, because they had so much damn money over there, right? However, Gaddafi was destroyed because he refused the central bank and they had gold and oil. Now, how do I bring that over to America? We are now oil rich in America. Did you know that? We are the largest exporter of oil. We have so much oil, the president has said, that we are going to be exporting oil out to other countries. So if we have oil and potentially we have gold, guess what? You just now created a nationalized system. If they restore the republic, now you have something that's very similar to a Nasera. On top of that, they bring in quantum finance, and you have things like cryptos, you have other digital currencies, not all digital necessarily. I still believe you'll have some sort of paper or physical currency. I don't believe they get rid of all the currencies personally. But then you have a gold backing, you give a lot of money to a lot of people, and essentially you make it a prosperous nation that is protected as a republic. So it's a very fascinating way of looking at it. I had all sevens up here for a second. My viewers were all sevens. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I think we're headed towards a very nationalized system, and I believe the Middle East is being taken into peacetime. Now, whatever that means biblically, I could not tell you because I don't study that much and I don't understand it fully. So if I have a sane biblical scholar out there, when I mean sane, I don't mean fire and brimstone and we're all going to hell if we don't go one direction. I'm not talking about that. And let me repeat this, guys, by the way. I'm a spiritual person, but I don't sit in dogmas. As a chiropractor, so I had Dr. Ben Tapper on last night, who's a tremendous individual, right? And in the chiropractic world, we, kind of have a mentality of if you are serving humanity, you're going to go to a good place. And trust me, in the chiropractic world, there is not one religion. There is like a cajillion religions, everything from Christianity all the way to New Age, all right? And I have friends who are New Agers, who are beautiful, wonderful people. I have friends who are hardcore Christians who are beautiful, wonderful people. But the idea in chiropractic, and I'm not saying chiropractic is not a religion. I'm just saying that in chiropractic, we have a very open world of respect others from different backgrounds. And basically, if you serve and help somebody, guess what? You're probably in good shape in this world and in this universe. And I can't imagine that God looks down upon you and frowns and says, well, you served and helped humanity, but you didn't align with just this one faith. I have a hard time believing that, okay? So if that upsets people, then it is what it is. But moving on. So I don't know how long I've gone. I don't have a little timer up here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up to some questions, and I will study more as we go on to the weekend, and you'll get more information on Sunday night. I will tell you, Charlie Freak. Who likes Charlie Freak? I love Charlie Freak. My only problem with Charlie Freak is not a problem at all. Is this is going to be the skepticism in me, okay? The skepticism in me is like, okay, Charlie is awesome and Charlie talks great, but where is he getting all his information? I like sources. Like, I have a source, and my source is not saying all that stuff, and my source is directly connected to the president. Now, I have not sat down with this person for hours upon hours upon hours and asked every question, but I would have gotten some stuff. So with Charlie, I love Charlie. I think he's grabbing stuff through meditation and he's just pulling things down, and that's fine as well. I have no problem with that necessarily. So, but Charlie Freak has agreed to come on the show. We're just going to get a day and time to have him come on. I also have a contact to Charles Ward, so Charles will come on at some point as well. Oh, hey, can I show you guys something? I'm gonna have to get up from my chair for 1 second. Hold on. Let me show you something. All right. Okay, so a lot of you guys are asking for, and start bringing the questions. I'm just gonna do some questions for a little bit, and we're gonna call it a night because I'm running out of things to think of to say. And also it's Friday night and I'm going to get some rest on the road. Okay. People asking about crypto. All right. They say that so I taught you guys how to buy crypto. Okay. I just bought a new one of these. Here you go. Nano X Ledger. I bought a bigger one. Okay. So I bought a ledger. Okay. I'm not going to show you any of the UPC codes or anything or anything like that because I'm going to keep it quiet, obviously. But I got a new ledger. This is my second ledger. I got a bigger one, okay? Good. So I'm going to show you that. There's questions coming in. I'm going to handle these guys because I'm not coughing here. No, I have coughed a little bit, okay? So there's definitely here is the update on my coughing because I know people worry about it. Do not worry about it, okay? The adrenals are a little, I'm working on those as well. And then the lungs, my wife tests me regularly, and she recently did find a little bit of combination of mold as well as parasites in the lungs. So I am actually getting that up. Not to sound gross, but the cough is actually getting more productive, meaning stuff is coming up. So I will tell you from a standpoint of lungs, I was around smoking my entire life. So I grew up, I think almost every single person in my family smoked, and they smoked in the houses. So I was around that the whole time. So if I have a weak part of my body, it would definitely be my lungs. Now, no, there is no mold in our office. It is not my office because every single other person in the office is doing great, and we have a large staff. They are good. I honestly think it's more just my thing that my lungs are coming up as the source I have to handle, which is not a problem. I'm not worried about it. Don't worry. I am not sick. I'm not in bed. I'm not like crashing or anything like that. I'm getting it up, and it's been productive. So that's a good thing. Okay. Yeah, mold is brutal, guys. Like, I've never dealt with mold before, so I have this belief or thought viewpoint that I probably have a lot of cigarette smoke from secondhand smoke in my lungs from a long time ago, that has attracted mold as well as probably parasites because it's a weak part of the body. When you have a weak part of the body or weak organ, it's going to pull stuff in. It's going to pull problems in, right? So as I pull this stuff out and I get rid of that original smoke or whatever it is, the tar and all that stuff, the lungs will actually start regenerating. So I'm actually one of those people. I'm really happy when we find the problem because then I know we can pull it out and get the body better. So no worries, guys. Okay. The Ledger Nano X is what I have. I just got this in the mail. I just got this yesterday. I will be putting stuff on that as a bigger crypto wallet for myself, and we'll go through that. Now, I can't really help you guys set this up because if I helped you on video set it up, you're going to know my personal information, and I can't let you do that. I can't do that for these because these are very, very secretive. So that is what it is. My wife is on. Very cool. Okay. Laura, I have heard about rainbow currency. I think that would be kind of cool if it's for the Republic, but I have heard about that as well. The Convention of States. Ooh, Mike, let me do that. Let me do Convention of States a different night because that is a deeper subject, and I'd be happy to talk about that. But yes, Convention of States. The problem with the Convention of States, my only concern with the Convention of States would be that we're operating under the wrong constitution right now. Now, If we go back to the original Constitution, very possible. So Mike, I appreciate that question. We're going to dive deeper into that, okay? Thank you. Somebody asked me about the Millie thing from InfoWars. She was arrested today or indicted. Let me tell you about that, okay? I have strong indications, this has been talked about a lot, that Alex Jones' InfoWars is a Mossad operation, okay? Alex will never talk about it. He will never deal with it. He never goes into it. I believe it's a Mossad operation, and I'm gonna watch the video that she dropped. Do I think she was fully indicted? I have a feeling it was more of a psyop and it was a public relations stunt. I lean towards public relations stunt and or the Trump administration is taking down the Mossad and he's part of the Mossad, and Alex and them are part of the Mossad. Those are my two speculations right now. Okay. Yes, I did talk about the Anna von Reitz in some of the constitutional stuff. Exactly. Yep. Blockchain technology, it could be voting. Yeah, and they could do that down the road. Okay. What EMF blockers do I use? I only use EMF blockers from Ken Rolla and Norbert Hauser. Okay, that's the only two I use. Let's see. Yes, Lincoln did technically put us under a bit of a martial law. That is correct. What are my thoughts on coffee? Can it be a negative thing? It can be. Always drink organic if you're going to do it, okay? Yes, Cody, I think blockchain could be voting down the road, but we should still have in-person voting. Let's see. Yeah, she seemed way too calm. I would agree on that. Yeah. InfoWars was right about Bohemian Club. Yeah, because they probably got let in. I actually heard that. So why do you think Alex Jones was at Bohemian Grove? Most likely because he was allowed into Bohemian Grove. Because if he's playing for the Mossad, they're gonna let him in and they're gonna do an expose. When you have a psyop, like possibly an InfoWars, what they do is 80 to 90% of the information they give out is actually accurate. 10% is the BS, okay? Okay, good. Let's see. Hillary not having to testify. I just saw that tonight, Celeste. I don't know. I'm going to go look into it. I'm not overly worried about it. I think they have other ways of going about it. I do not meditate, no. Nope, I do not. Let's see. Chiropractor you can refer me to. I would love to refer you to a chiropractor. I don't know where you are, okay? I will help you the best I can. Let's see here. Hillary won an appeal not to testify. That's what they're saying. Keep in mind there's disinformation out there as well. What is the Mossad? The Mossad is Israeli secret service. Is that Israeli? Essentially like a CIA or FBI in those types of words for Israel. It's corrupt. Yes, the Bohemian Grove are not good people. Thoughts on Dylan Wheeler? Probably a shill. I haven't really looked into it much. I focused on the big picture. Coffee enemas. Alicia, good question on coffee enemas. You ready? Ready? I'm going to drop a bomb tonight. Ready? I just bought, we do coffee, we actually promote coffee enemas at our office for people who are very chronically ill. Do I pray? Yes, I do. And I also just think. Okay, I get very good mind flows without having to do anything. It's kind of, I guess it's part of my gift of understanding how some of this stuff works. It just comes into me, okay? Good question, though. I actually, here's my health bomb, ready? I actually just bought, it arrived in my house. I am going to be doing coffee enemas myself. Yes, I am. I've never done it before. I educate patients sometimes on how to do it, but I've never done it, so I figured I better walk the walk, so I will be doing one for myself as well to get the liver emptied out. Tracy, parasite stuff coming, yes. I'm waiting for an email. I'm waiting for an email, and we're going to go on that. Okay, ready? Here you go. I also need an assistant who's a virtual assistant. How about that? That's out. I'll throw that out there for you. Cairo's. Okay, everyone's out. A lot of people are asking for Cairo's. Thoughts on the census? I don't like the census at all. I don't want them knowing my information. That's my personal opinion on it. Do I think Kushner's deep state? I don't necessarily trust him. How about that? Hi, Kristen GC. Kristen GC is an amazing practitioner in Michigan. A good friend of ours. Somebody, Tina said something about flowing power. Yes, I understand that. Do you use a sauna? I do. I have a sauna. I have to reset it back up. I love sauna, Sarah. Sauna is one of the best things you can do. Sweat. Get rid of those toxins. I agree. Tax debt forgiveness. If NASERA is coming, you're going to get tax debt forgiveness. They'll get rid of the IRS because the IRS is not the IRS is not a American organization. It's international. It's the IMF. We pay our tax money not to America. We pay it to the IMF, which is the bankers. Oh, Summer, you got the kids vitamins. Guys, get those vitamins, man. I actually have patients who are, those vitamins are going around the world now. So NoblePatriotKids.com. NoblePatriotKids.com. Yes, we ship internationally. Yes, we do. That is my way of getting our kids healthy. NoblePatriotKids.com. If you want to work with me, I have people still asking for health stuff. I have long distance patients. That is NoblePatriotHealth.com. I can't put the little scroller down because I don't have it on the phone. Okay, so the vitamins, NoblePatriotKids.com. You're welcome, Kristen. NoblePatriotHealth.com is to work with me directly. Okay. Good. Allegra and David Snyder are conspiring to make t-shirts with my face on it. That would be fascinating. Okay. Let's see. Do I think letters are a must? Yes. You want to at least once a month get your money off the crypto exchanges, so there's no problems there. Okay. When do I anticipate on NASERA? I don't know. That's a good question. And it could be the Trump card. It could also be down the road. I'm not positive on that. I don't want to give you an unreal expectation. Jody, melatonin spray? We can definitely help you with that. Yes. Emergency food is getyourelements.com. I'll put the link up, okay? Yes, Sophie, those will help with your son and potentially having him focus better. Yes. Do I sell adult vitamins? Yes, I do. Connie, yes. NoblePatriotHealth.com. And then we have protocols coming. I'm just waiting on a couple logistics. That's all. Good. Thank you, Carmelina. Great name. NASERA announced on 9/11. That would be interesting. Best thing for regulating hormones. That could be a lot of things, Jennifer. NoblePatriotHealth.com, and I will help you out. Thank you, Tim, for posting the link, since I can't right now. Am I going to have thyroid product? Yes. I have ready? Guess what I have coming? I have the best, and I'm not just saying this to toot my own horn. I have the best iodine coming from Patriot Nutrition in the next couple weeks, along with a cell phone card combination. How about that? Because the thyroid takes a beating on radiation. And so we're going to do a combo of Patriot Nutrition iodine that Edgar Casey created, along with the cell phone card from Norbert Hauser, okay? Let's see. Oh, my mom is watching now. How sweet. My mom. Shout out to my mom. My mom, Debbie, is fantastic. I'm okay, ready? I'm going to give a shout out tonight. I'm going to give a shout out tonight to some amazing family. So my family is amazing. So my mom, Debbie, amazing mom growing up. I have a great stepdad, Andy, who is a phenomenal Harley man. If you want a Harley built, he will do it for you. He's a genius. And then my dad, Bill, who is a great dad. And then my stepmother, Janice, is also amazing. Great family. They're all kicking butt and enjoying their grandkids. That's what they're all doing, okay? Cool. Let's see, supplement powder. Yes, a Patriot Greens is coming. Yes, we're working on that as well. I have a whole bunch of stuff in the works, guys. It's a matter of getting time to get it all out there. But yes, let's see, Lindsay, with the kids, get them on the noblepatriotkids.com site and get those products first. They'll start there, and then we'll work on some other stuff. Okay, you got to get minerals in the brain so they can focus. My parents are going to yell at me because I don't call enough, and that is my fault because I stay really busy. It's not because I don't love any of them. It's because I'm just running around all the time. Let's see. It's family night. How about that? Roxanne. Yes, TH2, TH1 imbalances. Let me get a hold of me on noblepatriothealth.com. I will help you with that, okay? Anybody who's ladies, if you're dealing with thyroid, by the way, if you're dealing with thyroid issues, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I help people. I don't take them off the medication. I just make them so damn healthy they don't need it anymore. Both my physical patients as well as my long distance patients are getting so healthy that they're actually coming off medication. They're losing 20, 30 plus pounds and medication free, doing well, hormones back, sex drive is back. So there you go. If you want help with that, noblepatriothealth.com. Okay, I will help you personally. All right, we have big wins. TMJ, yes, TMJ can be parasites, but also can just be cervical spine is out, chiropractic. Okay, let's see. Levon, I will get that emergency. Levon, please message me and I'll get that site over to you, and I'll put an email out there with that as well. Okay, with the get your elements. All right, good. Hi, Summer, you need that. Great. Yes, Connie, off the thyroid meds. Great job. Awesome. Rosemary, I'm happy to help your daughter if she gets a hold of me. Hair loss, Allegra, hair loss is all thyroid. I mean, I help that every single day, 100%. Allegra, you're on my feed all the time. When are you gonna come and so I can, either myself or Renee can fix you? How about that? I'm gonna call you out. Let's see. Breast cysts. That is a mammary backup. Could be heavy metals. Could be bacteria. Could be also parasites as well. Okay. Yes, no payroll tax going forward. I think they get rid of the payroll tax completely, all right? David Snyder. I don't like the tetanus vaccine, guys. Tetanus vaccine, I'm a no-go. I can help people with iron, whoever that was, yes. Okay, good. Hi, Mia. Mia is one of the best people on the face of the planet. Mia, oh, hey, I'm going to call Mia out right now live. Mia works with us at our office, and Mia is Portuguese. And Mia cooks the most amazing food on the planet. And guess what? Mia is supposed to be working on a cookbook. Would all of you guys like a cookbook of making cultural foods, making Portuguese foods, delicious but also healthy to where you could even lose weight? Would you guys like that? Because if you'd like that, I'm putting Mia on the spot right now in the fact that she has to create her cookbook that I've been asking her for. If you would like that, give me a heck yes. If you would like a cookbook, especially with really good cultural foods and Portuguese foods by an amazing, amazing cook. I want to know. Okay? There you go. She's going to love that I called her out. See, Mia? They're all saying yes. Good. Where can you order supplements from, Alex? Depends on what you need, okay? Let's see. Okay, I'm almost tapped out. I'm getting warm in here. Yes on Mia's cookbook. See? Good. Okay. Awesome. I love that. Okay, a couple more questions, then I'm going to call it a night, okay? Let's see here. No, Social Security and Medicare will not go away right away. Don't worry. Don't panic on that, all right? Everyone wants a cookbook. Get to work, Mia. She's going to kill me. Yes, Portuguese from Spain, I think. I could be wrong on that. I forget. Yes. Okay, a couple more. Chicago area. Ooh, there's a couple Chicago area chiropractors on here. Answer Teresa. You're welcome, Mia. Saffron's good. I do have, Nicole, I absolutely help kids with dyslexia and ADHD. Yes, that is my wheelhouse because that's what I had. Okay? Okay, couple more and I'm going to tap out because I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten yet. There will be another stimulus check, yes. Oh, Michelle, go see a chiropractor for your son. Let's see. Okay, two more questions. Boston Bombers. They probably did it, but it was definitely a false flag. Okay. Ooh, low grade. Kathleen, if you have a low grade fever, call me. Well, let me help you with that. Okay, good. One last. Okay, one last. Let's see. One last. I'm not going to talk about the 5-year-old kid. I do not want to go into that story. That does not make me feel good when I go to that story. You guys can go read it for yourself. Not to sound down about it. I have no desire talking about a 5-year-old who went that way. Let's see. Best diverticulitis is a chemical or metal toxicity in the gut and parasitic, but you got to get rid of the metals too. Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. God bless you as well. Okay, last question. Tinnitus, ringing in the ears. Heavy metals, also parasitic. Heavy metals and parasites help hold each other down, and they bring your immune system down, and then you can't get rid of the problem. Okay? Awesome. Brandon, Parkinson's, keto, definitely. And then get a hold of me. Okay. Yes, you can email me about virtual assistant help at questions@drjasondean.com. I'll look over those the best I can this weekend without a laptop. Good. All right, guys. If you need health help, like me working with you, that is noblepatriothealth.com. I would be happy to help you. If you're looking for the children's supplements, which are flying off the shelf, and we are now shipping internationally, and it is going fast. We'll make more, but it's going fast. That is noblepatriotkids.com. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do, I know there's a ton of questions. I'm going to help as much as I can on the Noble Patriots group, and then I will also be doing some lives on there to do even more questions. Okay, I'm not going to do that tonight, but that will be coming. Okay, awesome, guys. I love you all. Do me a favor, have an amazing, wonderful, fun weekend. Spend time with your family, care for them, take care of them, be with them, good family time, and then do me a favor, as always, serve and help somebody tomorrow and this weekend. I hope I provided value to you guys. As always, let's go take our republic back. Love you all, Noble Patriots. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network. Have an amazing and wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Sunday night. Bye-bye.